Humans are born with differences, each with their own unique identity.
Are they thinking, what's wrong with her? Or are they thinking, what's wrong with her?
Some gain titles for their uniqueness, while others embrace challenges to set inspiring examples.
You realize that somebody posted a video of you and labeled it the world's ugliest woman.
So join us to meet the rare and pure souls who stand out in the crowd and are beautiful in their own way.
I will have kids.
How many kids would you like to have?
I really want to have 3, and then I'm going to adopt one.
I know that I'm over 600 pounds, and I still can't stop eating.
Paulin Potter from Arizona holds the title of world's heaviest woman, with a weight of 291.6 lbs.
I haven't done a lot of activity in the last week because my stomach hurts.
The body mass of the 47-year-old lady was not because of any disorder, but she was born into a family who have an obsession with eating.
The smell, the taste, the texture, there is just something about it that excites me.
Initially, she was very proud of being different in society and used to consume 20,000 calories per day. But this craziness ruined her life.
She can't fit in the car that good. It's just easier for her to get in the chair and for me to just go in the car.
And then, even a single walk became a challenge for her. To lose weight was not easy, which was the only way to survive. With a heavy heart, she took the first step, and eventually, after efforts of effort, she ended up losing almost 300 pounds.
Pool is much safer than the physical therapist pushing me to do more than I should. If I fall, it would be a dangerous situation.
Macy Curran. Macy Curran is a 21-year-old woman from Texas, known for having the longest legs in the world. 5 years back, she won a Guinness World Record when she was 17.
Noticed I was taller than everyone, in preschool. I was introduced to people and I was taller than everyone at my preschool, so I was like, something's different.
Curran's legs make up 60% of her height. While telling her story, she confirmed that there was no growth spurt in her height, but every year she used to grow up to 4 to 5 inches.
I walk into a regular store, nothing will fit me because they don't really make clothes in my size.
Macy shared that she was never bullied for her height, but people always stare at her in a very strange way. With her family's support and self-acceptance, Macy has always been a great source of attention and inspiration for others.
Buying clothes for her is a huge struggle, so if she has an event, it's not like most girls where they can just run out to the store, pick up an outfit and a pair of shoes and be good to go.
Tree Man's story. Abdul Bajander, a 28-year-old Bangladeshi man who had been suffering from epidermoplasia verruciformis for the last 2 decades. It results in the growth of bizarre warts across his hands and feet. People started calling him Tree Man. According to him, he was 15 when he started getting hit by this disease, and it started becoming worse. He never went to the doctor before being noticed by different media channels. But fortunately, in 2017, he went through a successful surgery and got normal body parts, which enabled him to do his daily stuff. Shortest lady. Bridget Marie Jordan was the smallest living woman with a height of 69 centimeters. She was born in America and held the Guinness Book of World Records in 2011.
I will have kids.
How many kids would you like to have?
I really want to have 3, and then I'm going to adopt one.
Regardless of her challenges, she went to college and pursued her life as a normal human being. In 2019, due to worse health conditions, she passed away and left an example of bravery for everyone. However, the title of the shortest woman did not pass away with her. Now, the record is held by Jyoti Amaji, an Indian woman who has broken all previous records, standing at just 63 centimeters tall.
Hello, I'm Jyoti, the shortest woman in the world.
Claudia Vera de Alveria.
Minha vida de cabeça para baixo é algo muito interessante. Ao longo do tempo, eu comecei a conquistar a minha forma de sobreviver.
Claudia is a 45-year-old man who lives in Brazil. He was born with atherosclerosis syndrome, a rare condition that caused his head to be positioned upside down and resulted in deformed limbs. At his birth, doctors predicted that he would barely survive for 24 hours, but he survived.
Eu nasci, médico achava que eu não poderia com 45 anos, então eu tô aqui, vivo.
To get rid of him, specialists advised his mother to let him strive, and she refused them strictly. Bravely, his mother started raising him alone. At the age of 8, he started walking on his knees.
Então, como meus joelhos como se fossem as minhas pernas. Os braços não têm nenhuma utilidade, apenas mesmo parados.
Against all the odds, he became a professional accountant and gave his first motivational speech in 2000. He has traveled to various countries and wrote his autobiography to inspire the world.
A artrogipose, no meu caso, ela é rara. Se existe alguém com essa deformidade, eu não conheço. E é algo muito interessante, porque também não só os membros, mas também meu pulso, minha cabeça aqui.
Unstoppable Velasquez.
Lizzie Velasquez is a motivational speaker who has been called courageous. Unfortunately, she's also been called far, far worse. Throughout her entire life, she's endured teases and taunts. Still, she's remained strong.
Elizabeth Ann Velasquez was born in America with a congenital disease known as Marimar-Pragerard-Lipsardaria syndrome. This disorder prevents her from growing up in height and gaining weight. More than this, she is also blind in one eye. Due to her unusual appearance, she was bullied since childhood. But the cyberbullying during her teens encouraged her to become a motivational speaker. When she was 17, she gave her first TED Talk and received almost 54 million views.
And you realize that somebody posted a video of you and labeled it the world's ugliest woman.
After this achievement, she pursued her career as a public optimist speaker, a writer, and a YouTuber.
Hi everyone, I'm so excited to be coming to Kentucky to speak at the Go Confidently event this year.
The brave and bold Velasquez is a motivation for all of us.
So nice to meet you, and I admire your bravery. I definitely know what it's like to have people be not so nice, especially online.
Zion Clark.
Zion Clark had every reason to quit. Born with a rare disease and then bounced around to different foster homes for 16 years.
Zion Clark was born with caudal regression syndrome. It's a very rare disease. Out of 100,000 newborns, 1 to 2 are affected in a year. As he was born with a disability, his biological family gave him to a foster care center. Fortunately, when he was 16, a woman named Kimberly adopted him.
Zion, it's pretty obviously it's a biblical name, but to me it's very sturdy. It's a very sturdy and strong name. Like, to me, I look at it as the mountain.
In his story, he highlighted that he always gets hate from people. Despite all the trolling and abnormalities, he wanted to become a wrestler. And incredibly, he represented his country in the Tokyo Olympics 2020.
I study the best guys in the world, and I compete against the best guys in the world.
Now, his story is an inspiration for everyone as he never gave up.
It was a recipe for disaster, man. I had no family. I had really no one.
Carlos Happy Rodriguez.
What's up, Happy? How you been, dawg?
What's up?
Chillin'?
Chillin'. No, I'm vibing.
Until now, we have discussed people having natural syndromes. Let's talk about Carlos Rodriguez, who was a typical young man until an unfortunate event at the age of 14.
And I was driving, and I hit a pole, and I flew out the front window and landed on my head.
During this incident, his head was severely affected, leaving him with a significant part of it damaged. To save his life, the doctor had to remove the injured portion of his skull. Thankfully, his mind can still work in the same way. After recovery, he advised kids not to drive any vehicle before getting proper practice and license.
Drugness and driving, no good, kids. No good.
Vicky Lewis.
Are they thinking, what's wrong with her? Or are they thinking, what's wrong with her?
Vicky Lewis, a girl who was born with a rare genetic problem called Cherubism, in which abnormal tissue replaces the healthy bone tissues in children's jaws. Almost 200 people in the world have this disease. She was only 4 years old when the lower part of her face started deforming. While growing up, she had faced a lot of people's worst reactions. And gradually, in teenage and adolescence, the disorder was getting worse.
People who stare, sometimes it's very natural, other times it's kind of passive aggressive, and they're obviously thinking bad things, sometimes you can sense it.
In addition, she had also experienced pain in her head and eyes, but the strong lady never shut herself down. She managed to fight all the emotional battles and said her unusual face is her beauty.
I'm fine with my face.
Sarah Gertz.
Anyone that's ever touched it has said that it's basically the softest skin they've ever touched.
Sarah Gertz, a 31-year-old woman from the USA, was diagnosed with an incurable skin disease at the age of 10. This worst syndrome reduces the production of collagen in her body and results in wrinkle production at the very early age.
I'm not 90, I'm 26.
It also causes her joint and muscle pain, which make her both physically and emotionally weak.
Scary knowing that it is going to get worse over time.
Regardless of all this lady stays strong and chooses to become a professional model.
I think it's beautiful. I think the patterns of the way my skin forms.
Gert said in an interview, "You are beautiful and you can achieve everything you want."
The message is to be you and be who you are.
She is now one of the most successful models in the USA and has also submitted her story to the Love Your Lines campaign.
I get stares all the time.
Indonesian family. An Indonesian family living with Treacher Collins syndrome that causes their faces to change shape. They are a family of 6. 4 of them are living with the undiagnosed disease. In an interview, the normal sister said that her sibling got this disease from her father's genes.
Pertanyaan itu selalu pasti ada, kenapa bisa berbeda sendiri. Tapi kan udah beranjak dewasa udah ngerti kalau itu kan mengikuti gen dari orang tua. Mengikuti gen orang tua kalau orang.
She says their condition does not affect their lives, so they have never felt any need to go to the doctor. For them, it's easy to move inside the village, but people outside their village make fun of them. Recently, they made TikTok and went viral on social media. After that, they pursued their career in it and became famous. Jeff Dabe.
Hi, I'm Jeff Dabe, and I have the world's largest wedding ring.
Jeff Dabe is an American professional arm wrestler who is known for having the largest ring finger of size and giant limbs.
I had my fingers all measured by a jeweler, and my ring finger is the biggest at 4.78 inches.
He also took his body as a gift and utilizes it in the best way. According to him, he never faced difficulties and lived a very normal life.
To me, it never bothered me. However it was, it was.
Before starting his career in wrestling, he was a heavy machine operator. Later on, after joining wrestling, he was awarded with a Guinness World Records, and he was also the International Federation of Arm Wrestling's world champion. Mandy Seller. Mandy Seller is a British woman who was diagnosed with a rare genetic mutation, Proteus syndrome, in 2006.
I mean, obviously, I'm not stupid. I do know that I look a heck of a lot different than other people, but inside, I mean, I am just like anybody else.
It was not a sudden diagnosis, but she was born with an abnormally large legs, which continue growing. In 2009, the estimated weight of her lower body was equal to 10 heavy stones. Interestingly, she never took herself as an abnormal person. She did her degree in psychology, and at the age of 19, she decided to have an independent life. Despite so much pain, she decided to run a charity-based organization for others suffering with related conditions.
Having liposuction, the body kind of overcompensated itself, so whatever they took out kind of came back twice as much.
Adalia Rose.
Hey guys, it's me, Adalia. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I do things in my RV on my own.
Adalia Rose, a YouTuber from Texas, was born with a rare fatal disease called Benjamin Button disease. It caused her with less growth and early aging of features. Adalia lived her life in a very remarkable way. Despite her conditions, she was a social media influencer and won millions of hearts with her content. She used to make up tutorials and encouraged people to live every moment of their lives. In 2022, when she was 15, she swerved and passed away, but she left the biggest imprint for others with similar conditions.
I have some bad news.
Adalia lost her hearing about maybe 3 months ago. Yeah, she lost her hearing and it hasn't returned.
Indian trio. Ganga and Jamna are two conjoined sisters from the village of India. In their case, their bodies are conjoined and have 4 arms and 3 legs. They have one stomach but different hearts and kidneys. Since they were born, they have been living together and they cannot complete their daily stuff alone. But now, the 45-year-old paired sisters have also found love in a man. Luckily, the man is ready to become their partner and offer them the love and support they deserve. This trio wants to live their rest life in the best way. Deepak Passon. In the village of India, a boy was born with a parasitic twin named Deepak Paswan. On his birth, some people considered him a goddess and others called him a devil. As he was growing, the deformed twin on his chest, which was becoming giant. When he was 4 years old, his weight was 25 kilograms, out of which 5 kilograms was on his chest. On someone's suggestion, their parents decided to visit the hospital. A very dedicated orthopedic surgeon suggested they get their son a surgery. So he can live a better life without pain. Initially, they were very scared, but the doctor made them relax. Eventually, he got a successful surgery, and now he's living happily without any burden. Turtle Boy.
It's the worst case that I have seen. Effectively, 3/4 of the circumference of his body is affected.
Didier is a 6-year-old boy from Colombia who wants to live like all other normal kids. But he was born with a wart on his back, which keeps on growing with his age. People from his village started calling him a turtle boy. Unfortunately for him, it was a life-threatening condition. On people's suggestions, when his parents went to the doctor, they were also shocked. Later on, after a proper study, they gave them a light of hope and started his treatment. Eventually, he got rid of an extra bulk and started living happily.
Doctors agree that something must be done.
These lesions can become malignant, either in the skin or more commonly in the brain.
World's longest nails.
I started growing my nails probably about 23, maybe 24 years now. I just figured that out the other day.
Ayana, a woman from Jana William Houston, has broken all the records in 2018 of having the longest nails. To your shock, the length of one of her nails is 2 feet. She has been growing them for approximately 24 years. Ayana said her husband engorged her to grow them, and for some reason, she liked that idea. Amazingly, she does her nail art on her own, and it almost takes a whole week to complete it. Later on, she started taking it as a business and became a nail technician. Now, she is a famous nail artist in Texas.
I really don't know why. One day, this guy encouraged me because I had let them grow maybe 3 inches, and he encouraged me to grow them longer, and the next thing I know, they were here.
Giant Feet Man.
Bueno, soy la persona viva con el pie más grande del mundo, certificado récord Guinness.
This is Jason Rodriguez, a 23-year-old man from Venezuela with the biggest feet on this planet. He is a Guinness World Record holder as his right foot is 40.55 centimeters and left is 40.47 centimeters long. But he has been paying the cost since the age of 15, when his shoe size was 50, so he started wearing the clothes shoes. But now, Mr. Wessels makes his boots on special orders. In the beginning, he went for a treatment and was diagnosed with acromegalia giganticism. This made it very difficult for him to move on in life, but it became easy with the support of his family. Now he likes to become a cake baker to spread sweetness among the people.
Mi sueño es ser un gran repostero y ayudar a las personas y a los que están sufriendo como yo, tienen problemas de acromegalia, de gigantismo.
Hawking's success. A guy survived and amazed the world against all the odds. His name was Stephen Hawking, who was born in Oxford to Frank and Isabel. He was a normal-born child from the family of physicians. At a very young age, he also started research and got degrees in cosmology, mathematics, and physics. Due to work burden at the age of 21, doctors discovered him with a rare disease of motor neuron. According to their prognosis, he was just able to live for 2 years. He denied them and continued his research. Eventually, he was able to publish his book, A Brief History of Time, and came up with the unique theory that black holes emit radiations. Later on, it was known as Hawking's theory. Double-faced boy. In 2014, a Chinese boy caught the attention of millions with his double face. Back in the time when he was born in southern China's Hunan province, he was diagnosed with transverse facial cleft. It caused him to have huge gaps starting from both sides of his mouth towards his ears. In 2010, the doctor suggested surgery to his parents, and fortunately, it was successful. But they told him after 10 years, he will be having normal face bones. For some reason, the family disappeared, and unluckily, no media was able to contact them. Lei's story. Lei, a girl with two faces, was born to an Indian family in 2008. When the family members first saw her, they resembled her with their goddess. Despite the entire village celebrations, her father was worried that maybe she would not survive. To their shock, doctors also saw this case for the first time. When she was 2 months older, she went through a surgery, but unfortunately, she was not able to fight that painful battle. Elephant Man. On August 5, 1862, in England, Joseph Merrick was born without any indication of being unhealthy. When he was 5 years old, a bony lump started growing on his forehead. Later on, it started resembling an elephant trunk, and people called him the Elephant Man. Gradually, with his age, it started getting worse. He had to sleep by putting his head on his knees because of the enlarged size of his head. At the age of 27, this devastating condition made him meet the end. Tattoo Man.
La vida, lo sé, es algo bien, desde pequeño me pregunta muchas cosas sobre la vida, porque somos humanos.
We have always heard about people having different issues. Here is a story of Anthony Lafrato, a Frenchman who wished to look like an alien. So at the age of 35, he announced the body transformation plan on his Instagram. He started altering his body by coloring it with black tattoos, colored his eyeballs with green, and departed his tongue in two. When he did not find them weird enough, he decided to deshape his nose and cut 2 fingers of one hand. According to him, his body modifications are the way of expressing art, and this is how he caught the attention of 14 million people on social media.
Me siento más como yo pienso, entonces es...
Hairy Boy.
नर्स थी, उन्होंने देखा तो देखते हुए चौंक गई, एकदम डॉक्टर को बुलाया और बोला कि ये क्या है। उसके बाद में डॉक्टर ने देखा, उन्होंने कहा कि वो कोई बात नहीं, ठीक है।
A couple in India surprised the whole world when a baby wrapped in hair was born to them. At first, doctors were also shocked as it was the first case in India, but a bunch of research showed them that it was werewolf syndrome. When the parents asked for treatment, unfortunately they call it an incurable disease. His family accepted him and became his support, but outsiders named him as a ghost. Despite all the emotional and physical struggles, he decided to manage his life on his own, and it became a fantastic story for the world.
बाकी इलाज का तो डॉक्टर ने बोला था कि ये तो जो भी होगा वो 15-16 साल के बाद ही होगा। अगर उस टाइम अगर हार्मोन चेंज होते और अगर अच्छा हो जाता है, ठीक नहीं तो उसके बाद सर्जरी हो सकती है।
Iron Lady.
My name is Lindsay Hilton and I'm a CrossFit athlete. I was born missing both my legs and both of my arms.
Lindsay Hilton, an Iron Lady, was born in Nova Scotia, Canada. When she was born, her parents got the arrival of blessing without hands and legs, but they decided to bring her up by providing all the necessities. Incredibly, this girl started swimming and soccer at a very early age. By the time she got admission in high school, she discovered her passion in rugby and started playing it at club levels as well. Against all the disabilities, she proved herself. After her remarkable journey in her career, different articles concluded that she also does house chores and never treated herself as a disabled person. People like her are light for the world.
I try to live my life with kind of the motto of just try, take a risk, and just kind of see what happens. You never know.
Stretching Skin Man.
I'm actually the man with the world's stretchiest skin, Gary Stretch.
On his birth, he was diagnosed with a serious form of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, a condition that affects connective issues, skin, and blood vessels. In this case, he got a skin stretching problem, but amazingly, he made it his identity. After graduating, he decided to become a slideshow performer. He stretched his skin for 6.25 inches and was presented with the Guinness record. This man did not allow anyone to point fingers on him.
Very simply, with this hand, I'm going to take a little pinch just here, and the other hand, okay, and a nice big pull. Down we go.
Monkey Boy. Elsie was born to their parents in 1999. in Gorilla Hills. At his birth time, he was diagnosed with microcephaly that resulted in smaller head size. But her mother decided to take care of him properly as he was the answer to her prayers. Except for this condition, he was nonverbal and had learning disabilities. He spent most of his time in jungles where he used to eat green leaves. But when in 2023 his story made headlines, people contacted sources and sent floods of donations for him. Then his mother decided to take him to school and made him able to communicate with people. Afterwards, he became a famous celebrity in his country. Beatrice story. Beatrice, a 32-year-old lady suffering from dwarfism, which causes the condition of being unusually short. According to her family, she was born in a normal condition. But after some years, only her number of ages was increasing. She was not growing up physically. This thing kept going on, and they did not visit any doctor for her treatment. In her teens, her chest started developing, which made life more difficult for her. Now she lives in her hometown, which is on the upper side of the hills, and due to this, she can barely walk, as it causes shortness of breath. While giving an interview, she said her family's inability became a disability for her, and she is not sure how many years she will survive. Adam Pearson. In 1985, two twin brothers were born in Croydon, London. Until the age of 5, they were identical. Then one day, while playing, one was hit by a ball, and he was Adam Pearson. In result, he got a bump, which persisted to grow rather than heal. On diagnosis, neurologists showed that it was neurofibromastis that resulted in the tumor, and in his later life it kept growing, which D-shaped his face. Due to this mishap, he became a victim of bullying, but he defied all stigmas and became a popular award-winning disability rights campaigner. Moreover, he proved the sky's the limit and became a speaker, actor, and presenter as well.
Hi, I'm Adam Pearson, TV researcher, presenter, and all-round awesome guy. Some of you may recognize me from the first series of Channel 4's Beauty and the Beast and the Face of Prejudice.
Dakota Bearded Lady. Dakota was born in a small town outside Los Angeles. Like other girls, she was very normal until puberty. The hormonal fluctuation changed her life totally. She was 13 when she started noticing a beard on her face. To keep her safe from all the societal trollings, her family took her to wax it off completely. For the next 10 years, she continued that practice. But when she started getting mental breakdown, she stopped it. So eventually, she made the decision to grow up her beard and became a professional performer. Lori and Reba. Lori and Reba are two conjoined twin sisters with joined heads and separated bodies. To world, their lives are examples. In an interview, they said they have never felt special and are living a very normal life. These two conjoined protect each other's privacy and provide space by compromising. Their stories do not end up at disability, but they have made their names in professional lives as well. Reba is a singer, and Lori does work in laundry. According to them, their self-confidence is a gift from their wise parents, and it is making their life easier. Miranda the artist. Miranda Priscilla, born with a hereditary disease which caused her to be born without legs. Throughout her life, she went through multiple surgeries, but not one single one was successful, so she decided to leave her family with deformity. She wanted to become a hair and makeup artist, but people around her always put her morals down. To prove them all wrong, she started working on her skills and became a very famous artist by achieving accolades in her profession. Girl with extra limbs. In India, a girl was born with extra limbs. She has 4 arms and 4 legs. After a thorough diagnosis, doctors confirmed that it's not a normal case, but a life-threatening medical condition. An orthopedic surgeon from Bangalore has examined that she has a parasitic conjoined twin and could be separated from her body. In her village, people used to worship her and did not realize her pain. Her family does not consider her a burden, but take her as a good luck as she resembles their goddess of Lakshmi. Inspirational Marimar. Marimar, an inspirational vlogger, was born with cystic hydroma, which is a congenital malformation. Since her childhood, she went through different surgeries, which made her rely on food pipes to get a basic diet. While growing up, she discovered her passion for makeup and decided to become an artist. Stereotypical society discouraged her, but her family was a huge support. She took admission in makeup school and started posting her content publicly as well. As she posted her first video, it has hit 6 million views. And now, she is one of the fine artists and influencers. Different eye colors. Two brothers, Mehmet and Solman from western Bursa province, Turkey, drew people's attention in 2019. On the birth of their first child, the parents were surprised to have a baby with one eyeball in brown and another in blue. After 11 years, their second boy came into the world following the pattern of the elder one. When their parents tried to discover the reason behind the surprise, they found out that it was heterochromia. Thankfully, this condition does not cause any problems, and for them, it was a gift. They became popular, and many celebrities followed this trend and altered their eye colors artificially. Patrick Dual. At his peak weight of 1,072 pounds, Patrick was bedridden for months, unable to leave his room. But in 2005, he underwent a life-changing gastric bypass surgery. The process was no small feat. It required knocking down a wall and arranging for a specially designed ambulance just to get him to the hospital. The surgery proved to be a success. Within a year, Patrick had lost an incredible 500 pounds, followed by an additional 200 pounds through continued efforts at home. Once known as the half-ton man, he now weighs about 560 pounds and has regained his independence. No longer confined to his bed, Patrick can now move around freely and enjoy life with a sense of mobility. It's time for today's open discussion. Charity Pierce once tipped the scales at an incredible 778 pounds, with her struggle with weight beginning in her teenage years, when she was already over 500 pounds. Despite doctors urging her to follow a strict diet and exercise routine, a devastating accident in 2000 restricted her mobility. However, in 2014, a new sense of hope emerged when she began working with Dr. Nal Sarandon. Under his care, Charity dropped down to 650 pounds, enabling her to qualify for gastric bypass surgery. Her journey faced another hurdle. Today, Charity weighs 278 pounds, making her one of the few My 600-Pound Life participants to lose over 500 pounds. A truly remarkable transformation in her ongoing journey. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. We'll catch you soon. Stay tuned.